Hello YouTube, this 1984 Terminator here, and tonight I'm bringing a video. This question goes out to Cameron Craps, YouTube name Cameron Craps, and any other gamer who watches this video. I want to know. I'm going to tell you my story about how I got started into gaming. This is a little bit different video than what I usually do, but I'm going to tell you how I got started in gaming. I started out. I must admit, I started out as a Nintendo gamer myself. I had the original Nintendo and I had the original Game Boy. I had games like Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow, old Mario games. And for my NES, I had Mega Man. I had the Mega Mans. I was a big Mega Man fan back in the day. Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, Legend of Zelda 2. I was I was like in another world of my regular Nintendo. Oh yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was a fun game. But but then as I realized that more systems were coming out, I mean, you know, I was always behind the times a little bit. I mean, people upgraded the Super Nintendo. I never got a Super Nintendo. The next Nintendo system I ended up getting was Nintendo 64. I had some very fun times with the Nintendo 64. I had Super Mario 64, Super Smash Brothers. Probably the best game of all time, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I had Mischief Makers, which nobody else played for some unbeknownst reason. GoldenEye 007, which was probably the second best game on the console. You know, I liked playing Smash Brothers multiplayer. It was fun. Mortal Kombat was made for that. I mean, that wasn't that bad. So yeah, I had a Nintendo 64, and I played the hell out of that too. And I can't remember exactly all the games I had, but oh yeah, I also played Diddy Kong Racing for that, and Mario Kart, and Mario Kart 64. Whenever I see that system, it just brings back so many nostalgic memories for me. You know, playing like GoldenEye 007. When me and my friends used to play GoldenEye 007, we used to always have the no Jaws or no odd job rule. No Jaws because he was too tall, and no odd job because he was too damn small. I mean, game wise. But Oddjob's still a cool character. I mean, I was never any good. I was never any good, but still, I had a lot of fun with it. Mischief Makers, I beat that game badly. GoldenEye 007, I used to always like using the cheats. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, I probably beat that game like 6 times. I beat that game like 6 times. I never had a Genesis, sadly. I never got to play the Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. I never had any of the Sega consoles. I never had the Super Nintendo. In terms of handhelds, I went from Game Boy to Advance. I played, and on the Advance, I played games like I played the Pokemon games. I played I played some other RPGs. I played some Mario games. You know, I grew up with Mario. Okay, I grew up with Mario and the Legend of Zelda. You know, those are the games I grew up with personally, and you know, and still, you know, and it brought back some more nostalgia for me. And then the next system I went to was the GameCube, and at the time I had a GameCube and a PS2, because I realized there was some, I had some friends at a PS2, and then I went over to their house and I played, you know, what got me into buying a PS2, probably the main game was SmackDown: Here Comes the Pain, the one with Brock Lesnar on the front cover. That was probably one of the best wrestling games on the PS2 ever. And then I ended up getting a hold of some PS2 exclusives like Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper. What else was exclusive? He had the Devil May Cry games. I'm just trying to think about what else was out there for the PS2. I mean there was just so much stuff for the PS2 that I really enjoyed playing the PS2. And on GameCube I had MVP Baseball 2005, which was in of itself a great baseball game. I also had, I can't remember what else. Oh yeah, I had Super Smash Brothers Melee. Brawl was one on the Wii, but Melee I had. That was a fun game. I used to play that a lot. But I used to play Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube. I used to, and on PS2 I had, and I played a lot of sports games on PS2. Probably one of my favorite sports games to play on PS2 was The Show. The Show was always, MLB The Show. The Show was always a great baseball game to play on any console, whether it be PS2 or PS3. I never had a PS1, sadly. I never got to play the old Twisted Metal. I never got to play the old Metal Gear Solid, or anything like that, or Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. I never got to experience those, sadly. And then I upgraded, and then I upgraded again to the first one I got was a Xbox 360, and then I ended up seeing all the games that were coming out for that, and then I saw like games like Gears of War and Crackdown and Alan Wake and all that, and I had a 360 for a while, but then I got rid of it. I had a 360 and a Wii for the longest time. For the Wii, I had Super Smash Brothers Brawl. I had that Super Mario game. I can't remember what. Super Mario Galaxy. In Super Mario Galaxy 2, I had Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess for the Wii. And I also had it on the GameCube. I had a bunch of other games for the Wii. I can't remember what I had right now for the Wii, but. And then for the 360 I had Gears of War 2, and all that, and and I really enjoyed the 360. I enjoyed the Wii too, and then I saw in the game that made me get my PlayStation 3 with which is what I have right now, was Uncharted. Drake's Fortune. As soon as I saw that game, I looked at it and I was like, man, this game looks sweet. And then my 360 died, and I brought it in, and I got a PlayStation 3, which is what I've been gaming on since. In terms of, but with the handheld, I have a Nintendo DS. I don't have very many games for it. I've got Pokemon Black 2, Pokemon White 2, and Final Fantasy 3 on it. So there's that. And in terms of PlayStation 3, I've come full circle. I've come really far. I went from regular Nintendo to PlayStation 3, and I really, when I had my 360, I really enjoyed it. Probably one of my favorite games on there, I know it's underrated, was Alan Wake and Gears of War. And I got rid of my Wii, and which I don't know why I did, but I really like playing Brawl. I used to play Brawl on that all the time. I was actually pretty good with Meta Knight. Meta Knight was one of the characters I was actually really, really good with. But anyways, I bought a Fat Boy PS3. My first two games on it was MLB 07 The Show and Uncharted Drake's Fortune. And I got a Fat Boy, and the Fat Boy died, and then I ended up getting a Slim. And ever since then, ever since I've gotten a PlayStation, or ever since I've gotten Uncharted and MLB 07 The Show, my game collection has grown. Not a lot, but I have collection videos up on my channel that you guys should see. So this is my story about how I got into gaming, or about where I started in terms of gaming. So I don't have anything tangible to show, but yeah, Cameron, just let me know what got you into gaming, and whoever else watches this video, please let me know what got you guys into gaming. So this is 1984 Terminator here. Cameron, I look forward to hearing from you what got you started into gaming, and whoever else I'm interested in hearing what gets you started into gaming and where you are now in terms of gaming. And this is 1984 Terminator here, guys. Keep gaming. PS4. And I'm going to probably be getting a Wii U sometime. But the PS4 is looking good. So this is 1984 Terminator here, guys. I'll catch you guys later.